Welcome to the show. As always, let's begin with the COVID-19 cases. Let's look at the daily change in Nueces County. We have 79 new cases as of Friday, but 79 new cases and that in from 7-day average. 2.78 million say in Texas plus 49.22. 48,012 plus 133, which equals 48,345. 345. So it's 48,345. 39,406 in Nueces County. 79% in 79 plus 79, 147, 148. Worldwide, none have recovered. 71.7 have recovered worldwide. 2.78 million total cases, 127. And for the deaths, it's 548K in the U.S. Now, for vaccinations. As of today, 6.9 million have had at least one dose. That's 24.4% of the population. 3.5 million have been fully vaccinated. That's 12.3%. In California, the biggest case ever. $11.3 million have at least had one dose, and 28% of the population. And 5.3 million fully vaccinated, 14.7. But what about the cases? But what about the daily changes? It's like a mountain. It just goes up. And it keeps going down. 7-day average, 25 over 2,500, 3,375 new cases. But what about in Los Angeles County? It lowers to, as of Friday's 7-day average, 536. There's no new cases to report for California. But for the cases in California, 1.22 million plus 782. 23,080 plus 35. That's like over 100. These counties need to step up to the plate and get this vaccine rolling so that we can go back doing the things we love to do most. We have to get back to our normal lives. We got to keep the ball. So what we have to do is keep that ball and chain rolling. You got to walk before you can crawl. That's the old saying. What can be done about this? Like I've always said in this show, what you need to do, as always, if you have COVID-19, you should immediately get the vaccine. Immediately. After your quarantine. If you got COVID-19, doctor experts say you should get the vaccine immediately. Face masks. Again, it has to be like this. At the nose. Like this. I know it's hard to breathe. It should be able to be comfortable at the nose. If you're wearing glasses and it's hard to do this because it's all fogged up, well, tough luck. Masks should not be down like this, nor like this. They have to be at the bridge of the nose at all times, making sure it's secure. And the little ropes break, always ask for a new one. No excuses. Social distancing. Now the CDC has a new recommendation for all schools to be at 3 feet. If your school does that, perfect. Go at 3 feet. If not, stay 6 feet. All groceries and all grocery stores doing the same thing, 6 feet, and face masks. If you are in face masks, wear those at all times. You're mandated to. And also, the transportation laws saying that you had to wear a face mask from the from the laws of transportation. Whether you ride a train, a bus, the city train, the city bus, the subway, you take Lyft or Uber, you need to wear a mask at all times. No ifs, ands, or buts. If they ask you, like one did to me the other day, you don't have to wear a mask. If they give the option to wear a mask or not to wear a mask, then just go with it. If you have a medical condition, let them know beforehand. If they ask for the medical information, say no. Also, don't go to those anti-mask protests who believe the numbers are not real, who believe the numbers are fake and not real. So we have to make sure we know what we're doing to protect ourselves from COVID. And to do that, we have to follow all these steps. Coming up on this broadcast, what do you do with troubled kids or teens? You may have wondered this question: what should society do? What should our taxpayers do? Do you put them in prison or juvenile correction centers? I'll tell you what's the best. I'll tell you the best option for all the juveniles and the kids. I'll tell you what needs to be done. All that will become when you return. Children killing children. In the past, it's always happening with kids and weapons. It's happened in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and in Arkansas and Kentucky, and Mississippi. And each time you may have wondered, what should society do to prevent this from happening? Do you put them in prison or juvenile correction centers? But in recent years, like private corporations and programs to help them out, I mean, this came from a Dateline report back in 1998 when they were taking troubled kids to a place called High Plains Youth Center. Although it's called a youth center, it's basically a juvenile correction center. Can it help juveniles? It can. But it was shut down back in 1998 after Dateline started investigating and asking questions. I'm not going to show you the report, but But if you want to see that report, I'll put it on the top card. But I am going to tell you what Dateline has found. I mean, it is basic. What they basically found out was they were told to falsify records and lie. And they were having sex with inmates and providing them with drugs and alcohol. And here's something we don't know. We now know High Plains is owned by Rebound. But the question is, what's wrong with taking a troubled kid and sending him or her to a different state if in fact there's a facility there? We're talking about salvaging the lives of a troubled kid. You cannot do that by taking a child on an airplane and see some toxic waste going to a different state. But juvenile hall is the best place for troubled kids, and even especially for students who commit truancy. But what really needs to happen here is we need to, and at the end of this, and at the end, the state of Illinois paid a lot of money to put inmates in High Plains. That was a waste of our. That's the waste of Illinois' taxpayer. Tax dollars. Now, if we spend our tax dollars trying to help out the kids, building more juvenile correction centers to help out the children and the teens, they can get a taste of what it's like. And we can probably show the kids what will happen if they continue skipping school. Fines, suspended licenses, and or juvenile hall. It's important for everyone to keep it going to school, because in some states if you don't, you could end up with juvenile hall. That's the main point, but that's not what we're talking about. But what happens in the juvenile detention center? I mean, it's a prison. You sit in your cell and do nothing but there's also rebound child and youth services in Canada. But I couldn't even find a juvenile but that's the Project Rebound. That's what they own. But if they were to come here and build Rebound, then they have to be strict rules. If I was working at Rebound and say, hey, let's build a detention center here in Flower Bluff, it's like, where would we build it? Somewhere off of Yorktown. Somewhere off of Waldron. They would do a survey there, and it's like, well, this could be a great place. I mean, probably have to shut down. They probably have to shut down in that 20 when it happened, but it could. But I think the best solution would be for, if a child decides to commit crimes and stuff, show them to jail. Like, this is what their lives would be like if they continue doing these things. A lot of talk shows have been doing topics about trouble with kids and teens who just suddenly are out of control. They want to do whatever they want and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the best solution is either boot camp or juvenile hall. Or juvie. That's probably the best solution. Boot camp or juvie. That's what my take's going to be on. That's basically what I think should happen. There's more Give Me a Break when we come back. Now the latest on the 2 DPS troopers who were arrested and charged with these multiple crimes. 2 of them are now on administrative leave. The officer is Marco Everett. One of the DPS troopers arrested. And this is his charge. 3rd-degree felony of tamper, official oppression, all this. 3 charges from January 10th, February 26th, 5 from January 10th, and 2 from February 26th. The bond is $5,000. That's 8 misdemeanors. And Holly Thomas, her rap sheet. Court papers say that she was charged with unlawful restraint, official oppression on March 27th. Class A misdemeanor. Official possession. But the attorney for both, one of them said they're doing an investigation. It's into what the charges are. But for the tasing, it's just no more use of force for all officers. I think those two should. I mean, tasering is just it's just what is a normal thing for everyone. Here's a question for you. Have you ever thought about doing courts in schools? Or else local students participated virtually in the court schools? Not in trouble. Schools. Exactly. So I think this program should happen in all schools. If they want to learn about about courts, how to be a judge, yada yada yada, I think this program should do. It's Fish Fry Friday. You know, in churches. Shrimp, fish fillets, french fries, fish and chips Friday. Well, it's not Friday. It is Give Me a Break Saturday, though. If I had done that on Friday, I would have... Boom! On Williams Drive. I would have gone there, but I'm not allowed over the bridge. Beach parking. If you're going to the beach, you need to understand about beach parking. You need to have a thing on your windows, a beach parking permit. If you don't have that, you can't go to the beach. But here's the graph of the beach parking sold. The line goes down. 2018, 84. In 2020, for the pandemic, 82,201. If you want to purchase one parking permit, then when we return, I'll tell you. Welcome back. If you're thinking about going to the beach this summer or this spring, you need to think about getting a beach permit. And what we talked about was how to get one. If you live in the Coastal Bend and Corpus Christi area, here's where you can get it: Stripes, the HEB, the Naval Air Station, the Corpus Christi Visitor Info. You can visit the Nueces County Ballet Park, Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi, Central Cashing, the Circle K, Padre Island, Fire Bluff, Murphy Oil, and Murphy Oil USA. That's where you can get your beach permit. The permit is only $12, good through January 1st to December 31st, 2021. So it's basically like for a good year or so. If you do not have that beach parking permit, you cannot enter the beach. But I'm going to read to you what is this the process it goes through? You have to see the judge, show him you got a new sticker for all the $12 sticker. But if you're going to go there, remember, you have to wear a mask. But the vehicle ban the sales are up despite the vehicle ban. There was a lot of the common sense since the pandemic. But now, since the beaches are a hot zone for COVID, we need to make sure that we know what we're doing. So if you're going to go to the beach, what I recommend you do is stay 6 feet and bring your own food. If you're going to have a picnic at the beach, just bring your own food for people to share. So we don't have to go through this silliness. No ifs, ands, buts, or excuses. That's it for the beach info. And I think we have time for one more topic. Well, since it is my show. Rattlesnakes. Woo. In the beach dunes, if you see a rattlesnake, you need to watch out. Don't walk in the dunes. If you see a rattlesnake, get out of the dunes. You walk into the dunes, you get bitten by a rattlesnake, what should you do? What should you do if you get bitten by a rattlesnake? If a snake bites you, call 911 or your local emergency number immediately. If a bitten area changes in color to swell or painful, many emergency rooms stock antivenom drugs, which they may help you. You can develop a muscle twitch, and below heart level. So, if you see the rattlesnakes in the dunes, get out. So again, if you see those rattlesnakes, get out of there. Just get out. Don't go close. If you get bitten, get out of there. Call 911. When you get bitten, call 911. But until then, get out of there. That's all this is. Give me a break Saturday night. We'll see you again. Give me a break Monday. Sunday. Have a good night, everyone. See you Sunday.